All right, Khan. Shalom, shalom, Israel, shalom to the Torah tribes, Yasha Allah, giving of course all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Mahashiach, YAHAWASHI. That's all praises, honor, glorification unto the Most High God, Yahawah. In the name of His only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI, there's a brother Yasha Allah coming back to y'all yet another video through the Spirit and power, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Mahashiach, YAHAWASHI. All right, so Shabbat Shalom to all that's observing it today. All praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua for another Shabbat. Lord willing, all Israel keeps it to the best of their ability, keeping it holy. No cooking, buying, or selling, no working. It's the weekly Sabbath, so all praise to the Most High God, right? Get some rest, you know what I'm saying? Get some rest, but also it's a day of labor, right? Come, let's get into this. So this is basically going into what? Isaiah chapter 19. Right? Because we get that phraseology, I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, right out of Isaiah chapter 19. So let's go into it. All right, let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 1. The burden of Egypt, right? So the burden in Egypt. So this is talking about what? The subject matter is Egypt, right? Now remember, you have prophets that were namely sent to the nation of Israel, right? Like Isaiah, he was sent to the nation of Israel. Isaiah, Jeremiah, all the major prophets. The minor prophets, they're mainly sent to the nation of Israel because the prophecies that they received, it was also given to the nation of Israel for their learning, right? And for their repenting as well. But the burden in Egypt, within Isaiah, you also have prophecies that prophesy against certain kingdoms and nations. That's actually our job as well as prophets, right? And teachers, right? Let's go to the book of Jeremiah chapter 28. Part of our teaching is not only teaching our people. That's the main goal. That's the main thing. If a damn Edomite is standing right here and a plethora of Jake's Northern Kingdom Israelites who don't know who they are, right? They're searching for answers. If they're standing right there and a damn stinky little Edomite standing over here, who do you think I'm going to talk to first, right? I'm going to talk to my people, right? Because that's who we sent to. Right? Even the prophets, the disciples, the apostles in the New Testament, they were even sent to their people as well. Right? That's what the Lord said in the book of Matthew chapter 10 and verse 5. These 12 Yahawah sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any of the cities enter ye not, but go rather unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Right? The Lord said that. The Lord said right out of his mouth, Matthew 15 and 24, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So we're going to go to our people. You know what I'm saying? Right? But the prophets of old also prophesied against nations. You know what I'm saying? Right? Let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28 and verse 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. So that's what these prophets have prophesied against these other nations about, right? War, evil, pestilence, right? All that is coming to these nations. All that is coming to these kingdoms of the world, right? In a moment's instance, they're all going to go down and they're all going to be destroyed, right? Of war, evil, and pestilence. That's what's coming to these other nations, right? The Lord, and he has just evil thoughts for these other nations. Okay? He has evil thoughts. All right, but it says what? Verse 9, the prophet which prophesied the peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord have truly sent him. So the prophet, and in this proper context, when you read the chapter, you had a false prophet named Hananiah, and he was prophesying, right, of peace all the time. He was prophesying of peace. But guess what? The Lord, he doesn't just prophesy peace, man, right? You have a lot of Christians, they quote this scripture. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 29, right, and verse 11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Christians and other people believe that the Lord, he's only, only nice all the time, right? Oh, he's just thinking of peace all the time, right? And the Lord, he's peace, The Lord is not just peace, right? The Lord is also about war, death, destruction, right? That's what the Lord is also about. Because remember, the Lord, he's that perfect balance. He does the righteousness and he does the wickedness upon the earth, right? He's that just balance. He has all power, right? And he can take away all power from, and he can take away power from who he has. All right, Salakia. Okay, so Satan, all right? But let's get back into that, right? Let's go to Isaiah, back in Isaiah 19, all right? Let's go to Isaiah chapter 19, verse 1. The burden of Egypt. And remember that word burden, right? Let's see if I can get that word. That word burden really just means prophecy, all right? It really just means prophecy. The burden of Egypt. So this is the Lord prophesying against Egypt. And you want to understand that this Egypt is not the actual Egypt, right? Over there by Sudan, right? In Libya. It's not talking about that actual Egypt, right? It's a spiritual Egypt. Remember, the Lord, he deals with parables, dark sayings, and things that are double to that which is, right? Let's get that in the book of Job, chapter 11, verse 6. That's how the Lord rose. Remember, the disciples asked YAHAWASHI, why speakest thou unto them in parables? Right? Let's go to the book of Matthew real quick. Let's go to Matthew 13, right? Let's go to Matthew 13 verse 9. Who have ears to hear, let him hear. That's how you know the Bible's not for everybody. Because YAHAWASHI was literally breaking down, he was preaching in parabolic language, right? And he said, hey, he that have ears, let him hear. Meaning that if you have ears to hear, to understand, to comprehend. Because, hey, all the people, they heard YAHAWASHI speak, but they didn't understand what he was saying, right? They didn't comprehend what he was saying. You know, verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? Right? So the disciples were confounded. They didn't understand why YAHAWASHI was speaking in parables, right? You even have a scripture. Right? You even have a scripture where the I believe the Pharisees ask YAHAWASHI, are thou the son of the Most High? Tell us plainly, you know? Right? Let's go to the book of John, chapter 10, verse 24. They couldn't stand it. They couldn't stand YAHAWASHI, right? Why is he always speaking in riddles, you know? Yes, you have riddles, you have parables, you have dark sayings in the scriptures, right? Let's just lay that out, you know? The Bible is not, that's why people, when they say, you know, when they read the Bible, they say, oh, I don't know what the hell this is talking about. The reason why they don't know what it's talking about is because the Lord, he's always speaking in parables, you know, and dark sayings. It's not for everybody to understand. Let's go to the book of John, chapter 10, verse 24. It says, then came the Jews round about him and said unto him, how long dost thou make us to doubt? If thou be the Mahashiach, tell us plainly. But if YAHAWASHI told them plainly, then it wouldn't be according to the Father's will, right? If this Bible literally said, right, the white man is the devil, right? Period. This, and that. If it just said it plain upon tables like that, then I'm pretty sure we wouldn't even have this, right? We wouldn't even have this right now, right? But it says what? Reason being is because Esau would take it, he would read it, he'd be like, oh, hell no, right? And it will be exposing his ass. But he doesn't, little does he know that these scriptures actually expose him. You know, he believes that it works for his benefit. It's not, right? It's not. Esau has been deceived, all right? And these scriptures and the rising up of the Israelites through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI is the downfall of Esau. Right? Oh, Salaki. I didn't see the brother in here.
Shalom.
Oh, Khan. Salaki. Shalom. Khan, all praises. So we got the brother Ahbayah in here, all praises. Right? So I'm going to just read that again. John chapter 10, verse 24. Then came the Jews round about him and said unto him, How long dost thou make us to doubt? If thou be the Mahashiach, tell us plainly. All right. And so what, and I'm bringing that precept out also to say, because in Isaiah 19, it's not talking about the literal Egypt. You have to read it with the spiritual eye salve that the Lord speaks about, right? You can't just read it and be like, all right, so Egypt, right? Maybe I can catch a plane to Egypt, maybe I could catch a plane to Egypt, and maybe, maybe the Lord will fulfill this prophecy, you know. All right, we're going to Egypt, you know. No, it's not talking about the literal Egypt, all right, but so like, brother God.
Yeah, you don't want to be a fool in this thing, because the Lord, he speaks with flavor in this thing. And you don't want to be spiritually discerned. Did you already point out Revelation chapter 11?
La. It's good
Let
point.
me get this real quick. Bear with me. You got to go into a different Bible, because my Bible don't have that page. Look at Revelation chapter 11, verse 8, and it reads, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of this great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified." Now, was the Lord crucified in Egypt, in Alexandria? No, man. It's a spiritual Egypt. This is spiritual Egypt right here, man. That's why it tells you also in Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. Let me get that real quick. It reads, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again." When do we ever go into Egypt again with ships? Right? When did that ever happen? That happened when in the transatlantic slave trade. That's when it happened. Because again, this is that spiritual Egypt. Egypt is synonymous with slavery, bondage, and chiefly too wickedness, man. So yeah, Khan, you got it, Salakia.
Those are good precepts, man. Right? What did the Lord say? In Exodus 20:2, right? Or did you bring that out, or you brought out
I just brought out 28 and 68. That's it.
Okay, all praises, right? Right, let's go to Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. It says, "I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage." So uh, um, the Lord plainly likens Egypt to the house of bondage. Why? Because the Israelites were in servitude in Egypt. They were slaves there, they're captives there. So that's why the Lord likens Egypt to the house of bondage. And where are the vast majority of Israelites in bondage at? Right? Is it the literal Egypt? Right? You see the Israelites working out in the fields there. From sun up to sun up. Did they serve there? No, we haven't even been back there as a nation. You know what I'm saying? We never went back there as a nation. We're over here in the so-called Americas. We're over here, right? Working than 12-hour shifts, 5 days a week, 6 days out the week. That's us. We're over here. For damn $7 an hour. All right, $6 an hour, man. Right? That's us over here. All right, we're in captive. We're in bondage. In fact, we served 400 years of free labor, right? Hardcore bondage over here in Americas. That was our people, man. So this is the land of bondage. This is the land, like the brother said, this is the land of Sodom, Egypt, all manner of wickedness, because that's what was going on in the actual Egypt. All right, Tom.
Khan, reach it real quick. Is 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 14. I don't know if you already brought this out. So Salaki, if I bring out the same precept, kind of hop in this. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him. So a foolish behind man, they can receive the things that be spiritual. You might say something, oh, that's spiritual. Then a foolish man, he'll be like, what you talking about? What you trying to say? Well, it's spiritual, brother. I don't know what you mean by that. Then he started getting offended, right? The reason, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned, right? And who was spiritually discerned? The Sadducees, the Pharisees, right? It was very carnal men. Even Thomas, he couldn't understand what was spiritual, man. When he saw Yahawashi had to prove to him that he is Yahawashi by showing him his hand, man. So a lot of people, even in the truth, are spiritually discerned. Even going back to the topic, Egypt against Egypt, That Egypt is a spiritual Egypt. It's not talking about Egypt on the other side of the world, on the continent of Africa. It's not talking about that. Let me get one more precept, Salakia. This book of Acts,
Con.
chapter 23, and verse 8, and it reads, "For the Sadducees say that there is no resurrection, neither angel nor spirit, but the Pharisees confess both." Right? So you had the Sadducees, who was very carnal men. They didn't believe in the angels. They didn't believe in YAHAWASHI. They didn't believe in anything spiritual. There was atheists, for lack of better. Well, I can't even say atheists, because that's believing in like Satan or something. I don't know. I really don't know them. I don't know which one to call them. But it was very carnal men. So don't be Sadducees, not believing in spiritual things. But Khan, you got it.
Mm-hmm. Con, that's right. That's right. Let's bring this out, right? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15, and verse 15. Because even the apostles, man, they didn't understand everything that Yahweh Shah was saying, right? Right? Matthew 15, verse 15. Then answered Peter and said unto him, declare unto us this parable. So Peter was like, man, I don't get it, bro. Like, I don't get it. Expound on, what do you mean by that? Right? Kind of put a, what do you mean by that? Right? So, verse 16. And Yahweh said, are ye yet also without understanding? So that's why the Lord, he had to break it down, sometimes. You have to break down the parables, you have to give the understanding out, right? And even if he gave out the understanding, guess what? All Jakes, everybody still couldn't understand it. Because we could be breaking it down, right? Plainly, right? To the first grade level, to a Jake, about his nationality, about the truth, about everything that pertains, to these scriptures, right? And to the truth of it. We could be breaking it down all night, providing this example. Okay, brother, look at it like this. Showing him maps, showing him documentaries, Look, that was us. Showing us this, going into this precept. We could be doing that all night. And brother still is like, yeah, whatever. It walks away, man. So yeah, it's really boils down to if the Lord gave you understanding, man. And gave you that eyesight. So let's bring that up real quick, right? Let's go to Revelation 3 and verse 18. Right, real quick, right? Revelation chapter 3 and verse 18. I'm gonna I'm gonna just start at verse 18. It says, I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. So we need that eye salve, right, in order to understand these scriptures. And the Lord always is saying that to us, right? Anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see, that you can see your wickedness, that you can understand these scriptures and be on fire, right? So come.
Yeah, I got another precept. This Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 9. They are all plain to him that understandeth. Right. It's very plain to him that understand. If you know who you are, you keep the commandments, you sincere, it's plain upon tables that this Egypt is a spiritual Egypt. Again, it's not the Egypt that Pharaoh and Moses was over there doing their thing in that thing, man. It's not the first Egypt, it's a spiritual Egypt, right? And write to them that find knowledge. Right. So it's plain upon tables. It's not an in-depth breakdown. But that's all.
That's right. That's right. And you trying to read Isaiah 19 and 1?
Of course, King.
All right.
Isaiah 18 and verse 1. The burden of Egypt, Slaki, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
That's right. And this is another way, real quick, how you can understand that this is not talking about the literal Egypt. Because when in the history of Egypt, right? Brothers always talk about that, right? Damn, that's in the world, the Kemetic brothers. Egypt's first civilization, brother. right? First civilization, they got the Ankh, you know, brothers got the lion necklace, right? The menorah necklace. Hey, they got the Ankh, you know. Got the Ankh tatted on their arm, you know what I'm saying? All this other stuff. The history, so they always talk about that, right? But the thing is, when did that ever happen in Egyptian history? When did the Lord ever come into Egypt? Riding upon a swift cloud. We know that cloud, you can go into it, but that cloud is going into a chariot. That never happened, right? When did the idols of Egypt ever be moved at the presence of the Most High God, right? In this form, in this form, it never happened like that. So it's either the Lord is actually going to go to Egypt, right? He's actually going to go to Egypt in the future when he comes back. It's either that, right? And he's not going to go anywhere else, right? He's just going to go to Egypt, though. Egypt's not really doing anything, right? America, Babylon the Great, hella wicked, right? Needs to be destroyed. His people's over here. But he's going to go to Egypt, though, right? It's either that or it's talking about a spiritual Egypt, right? And we have precepts to validate that as well, right? That we just, we brought out to come. And so, yeah, point on that or which one?
I'll touch on a point. Yeah, it says shall, meaning it didn't happen yet. It's going to come to pass. It says shall be moved at his presence. So that didn't happen yet. Again, that wasn't in the time of Moses, Pharaoh Nico and things like that. That didn't happen yet. Right. That's all. That's all on the point.
Khan, that's right. That's right, man. It says, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. So what is that cloud? That cloud is going to a chariot, right? Go to Psalms 103, right? Grammar classic. Psalms 104 in verse 3, right? This is the book of Psalms, chapter 104 and verse 3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. So the Lord, he makes the cloud as his chariot. So when we read in the scriptures, the Lord riding upon the swift cloud, and the Lord, he's not riding upon a surfboard. Like he's not coming like that, like a surfer, He's not coming like that. He's riding upon a swift cloud. That cloud is going to a chariot, a big, massive, so-called UFO, the fathership, as we like to say, like how you see on Independence Day, that big old UFO that was basically covering almost the face of the earth or a part of it. You know what I'm saying? It was humongous. So that's how the Lord is coming into Egypt. That's how the Lord is going to come into Babylon the Great, right? Come.
Current precept with Acts chapter 1 and verse 9, and it reads, and he is Yahawashi, and when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. Now, is that cloud talking about a rain cloud out of nowhere? It just teleporting up into a cloud, and you didn't see him anymore? No, that cloud is hip talk for a chariot, a so-called UFO. Now brothers kind of clicking off the link. It is what it is, man. It's in the Bible. A so-called UFO, a chariot, right, beamed up Yahawashi, right? But they called it a cloud. The same way how you would call a car a whip. It's not actual whip. You whipping the things in that nature. No, it's hip talk. It's slang. And that's how you know it's Jake. So that cloud, hey man, it's a chariot of the Most High. But
That's right, man.
It's like as you, no green men or no so-called UFOs. It's the angels of the Lord. But you got it.
That's right, man. Yeah, no green men are, operating the UFOs that we see, man. That's madness. They try to tell you that, right, in order to, hide the truth, the truth, You think it's the green Martians. It's actually the angels of Yahweh Bash and Yahweh, right? And that's spiritual too, because they say those are aliens. Well, hey, guess what? The angels are aliens, man, right? They're aliens to this wicked world. You know what I'm saying? Because the alien is just a foreigner, right? And we're foreigners on a spiritual sense. We're not supposed to be here. We belong in the kingdom of heaven, man. We belong in our land, right? But guess what? We're foreigners in this country. We're strangers in this country, strangers in this wicked world, But this is home to what? The wicked, right? This is home to the wicked, but this is a basically a strange place for the righteous, man, right? Khan, let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 31 and verse 5. As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem, right? And when the Lord comes back, hey, that's what he's doing as well, right? He's going to defend Jerusalem. He's going to save his people, right, and defend them from the snares of the wicked, right? It says, as birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. But as birds are flying, right? Like how you see a flock of birds just flying in the air, right? They're all on one accord. You know what I'm saying? All on one accord. They're going in the same direction, right? Oh, water for Yahweh, right? Shalom, shalom, right? Shalom. Khan. Khan, shalom. I didn't see the comments, but yeah, right? Yeah, flock of birds like a plague, Khan. And so you see that flock of birds just going in one direction, right? And they're all on one accord. That's how the chariots are going to be, you know? They're going to be like zoom, zoom, right? All on one accord. It says what? As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. You see that? So he's going to preserve us, man. But at the same time, right, in order for him to defend us, he also has to kill off the wicked. All right? So come.
Another precept. Exodus chapter 14 and verse 19 to the Spirit, and it reads, "And the angel of God was went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them, and the pillar of the cloud went from behind their face and stood behind them." And that's not an actual pillar. It's all hip talk for a chariot, man. The chariots were back then in the time of Yahawashi, Paul, all the way to the time of, you had them in Genesis, you had them in Exodus in the time of Moses, man. Right? These chariots were here is throughout the whole Bible forever, man. Right? Verse 20. And it reads, "And it came to pass, and it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel, and it was a cloud and darkness to them, but it gave light by night to these, so that the one came not near the other all the night," man. So these chairs can shapeshift. You can do a lot of things, man. You might see a big behind cloud over you. You walking, you upset, you got your head down, right? It's raining, right? It's a chariot right above you, man. You don't even know it because it looks like a cloud. It can shapeshift to a cloud. It can shapeshift back to a normal looking chariot. It's gold. It's on fire. It can do a lot of things, man. Turn invisible, right? It can do a lot of the speed of light, right? It can do a lot of things. But Khan.
Khan, that's right, man. Yeah, the Lord, he will do as he will, you know. But Khan, yeah. Yeah, we can go back to that though in Isaiah 19.
Khan. Book of Isaiah, chapter verse 2.
Actually, yeah, I want to touch on the idols real quick, right? The idols in the heart of Egypt, right? So, okay, come. Or I thought it froze up, but it says
I'll read it though.
Oh yeah, come. Yeah, you got it.
Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 1. "The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and he shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it."
You see that? So the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, man. Right? And you have a lot of idols within Egypt. You have a lot of idols in America. We have a lot of idols in Babylon the Great. Down to these celebrities, right? You have a lot of celebrities that are deemed as idols, Like how the Lord says, let me get that precept real quick, right? You have a lot of idols, man, who people put on a certain level. They have freaking statues of them in their room, hella pictures, right? Got their name all over the place. They wake up in the morning, they pray to them, you know what I'm saying? Praying to damn Michael Jackson, right? Please, Michael Jackson, please give me your strength, your ability, your skills, right? He's trying to become a professional dancer. He's following after every, these professional or these basketball players, right? He's following after every step of Michael Jordan, watching him diligently, watching every clip, every film, every game, you know. Oh yeah, so he dribbles the ball like that. Now he's dribbling the ball like that. That's his, his idol, man. You know. But calm. Let me get this precept real quick, right? This is the book of Ecclesiastes, right? Hold on, man. Right, let me get this. Let me get this. All right. Right.
So
You said what?
how does it go?
Um. I think I got it right here. But you know this precept. In fact, you brought it to my attention. Right. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 9:4. Right. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 4. Right. For to him that is joined to all the living, right, there is hope. So what is the all living talking about? Right. You're living because you came to this truth. Right. The Lord said that He's the life. Right. That's John chapter 14 verse 6. If you're cleaving onto Yahawah, you're in the truth, right? That's you living, right? Being joined to all living, right? For to him that is joined to all the living, there is hope. So there's still hope for us, man. Right? There's still hope for brothers and sisters in this truth, right? But what? For a living dog is better than a dead lion. Who are the dead lions? The dead lions are these idols that people adore in Babylon the Great, right? The dead lions. They're dead because they're spiritually dead. Yeah, it looks like DJ Khaled, right? DJ Khaled, Beyonce, Jay-Z. Yeah, they're living a life, right? They're so-called living a life, but they're actually dead in the eyes of the Lord, right? Let's get that precept, man, right? Real quick, right? Real quick. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 16. Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 16. It says, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So you wander out of the way of understanding, you're dead. You're not living. Yeah, your heart is beating, but you're not living, man. Right? Because you don't have the living water in you. You don't have that living spirit in you. You don't have Yahawah with you. If you don't have Yahawah, you're dead. Period. Right? Come on. You got it.
These idols are really nothing, man. They're really nothing. They think they got a gold chain on, diamond necklace on. They got the shades on. They're men of renown in the society. They get puffed up, thinking they're somebody because they can walk a red carpet, thinking that there's somebody because their name is in a star in Hollywood. That doesn't make any sense. And the Lord don't care about it, man. Right? These people get reverence from men, but they don't get no reverence from the Most High. You rather, get reverence and get honor from the Most High and Yahawah than from men. Because at the end of the day, when the Lord comes back, everybody's going to tuck their tail. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 6, and I'll start at verse, let me see. I'll start at verse 15, and it reads, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand, man? So that's how they're going to be. Your LeBron James, your Michael Jordan, your Mike Tyson, even in these, Edomite celebrities, man. You got your president, Biden, Trump, Hillary Clinton. What's her name? I forgot her name. The vice president. Yeah, Kamala, man. They're gonna all be bunkers. They're gonna fall on us, man. They can't abide that day. They talk a good game right now. They talk tough. You might see them dripped out, Jake and things of that nature. But again, at the end of the day, when the Lord comes back, hey man, those riches will not get you delivered. Let me get that real quick. Let's get that real quick. I believe that's Proverbs 16 and 4. Let me get that real quick. Your riches are not going to get you delivered. You're not going to get beamed up into a chariot with a diamond necklace on, man. This book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 4. It reads, it's like, no, that's not it. Dang. Let me see. You got it. Let me find this real quick. Let me find this real quick. Actually, I got another one, actually. I got another one. Let's go to Zephaniah. Book of Zephaniah, chapter 1. And now I'll start at verse 18, the last verse. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of them that dwell in the land. So the Lord said, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them. When you see Michael the archangel and all these other angels in your house about to kill you, you can't put forth $100, a Ben Franklin in front of their face, say, I'll give you this if you deliver me. You're going to get destroyed. You and that paper, man. So, so really the people who's really rich are the people who's keeping the commandments and believing in Yahawashi. You're poor if you're not doing that. But kind of.
That's right, man. And Jake doesn't understand that either. Jake doesn't understand that, right? He's always too busy chasing the bag and whatnot, right? This is madness, right? But there's was a good precept also that brother pulled, 1 Timothy 5 and 6. Talking about the symbolism of the dead, right, in the scriptures, right? 1 Timothy 5 and 6, real quick. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. So you have a lot of people, right? You have a lot of people, Eves, even men too. They're just living in pleasure all the time, indulge in vanity, folly, madness, right? Sin. You living in pleasure, but while you living in pleasure, you're dead. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And just off that precept, imagine if you didn't have the eye salve, right? Imagine if you're Jake, you're reading the scriptures and you didn't have the eye salve. 1 Timothy 5 and 6, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. What? What does that mean? How can you be dead and be alive at the same time? And you just close the book. Because your head starts hurting. You see? But if you have that eye salve, brothers, if we bring that precept of brothers, can easily break it down. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. So that just means, because you're spiritually dead. Boom, let's go to here. Let's go here. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Brothers that have the eye salve, that have the spirit on them, they can easily understand that precept, right? But if you don't have the eye salve with you, you're not going to be able to understand it, right? Come, I'll praise it.
Okay, I just want to say that too. When you look at Judas, let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. I can't find it, but basically, Judas Iscariot, he sold out Yahawashi for the bag, modern day term, for the bag, for the money. The next thing you know, after he sold out Yahawashi, the Pharisees, he felt ashamed for getting that little amount of money for nothing, and he tried to return the money back to the Pharisees, and they said, what's that? And that's you, showing you that money isn't really anything, man. Even these rappers, when they sell out, you gotta kill one of their family members and things of that nature. They're depressed the whole time they rich. So true riches is having land, things of that nature, but chiefly believing in your house.
Right. Yeah, you have a lot of people, a lot of money. They're depressed. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what to do with themselves, right? They're like, I have everything. What now? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. You don't want to get to that point in this wicked world. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I tried everything. I have so much money. I don't know what to do now. That's why you have that, the Squid Game. Or the brothers watch the Squid Game, That's why you had that, right? You get to that level, you delight in death now because you tried everything already. right? So, and also all that riches, it's not going to profit you in the day of wrath. The Lord doesn't, like the brother was bringing out, the Lord doesn't give a damn about that. You can't slide, the angels $20, right? Say, hey, let me live. Give me a second chance, man. Right? Give me another chance. You slide them a 200, slide them to 10 grand. You know, I got more waiting for you. No, that's madness, and that's crazy. Will, come on, we can go back to Isaiah 19.
From the top,
Oh yeah, come.
Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. He shall come to Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
Right, the
Verse
heart of Egypt shall. Also, like you real quick, the heart of Egypt that's going into the spirit of Egypt, right? The heart of Egypt is going to melt when they see Yahweh Shai. They're going to be like, oh damn, right? Everybody's going to see him. That's Revelation 1:7. Behold, every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, right? And all kindreds of the earth. Oh, it's like, behold, he come with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and even them that pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. Right? So everybody's going to see Yahweh Shah when he comes back, and they're going to be like, they're going to be hella scared, right? Let's go to the book of Amos real quick, right? Chapter 5. Imagine that. If we're scared that Yahweh Shah is coming back, because we want him to come back, but at the same time, it's also hella scary. You know what I'm saying? It's also hella scary. How much more people who don't even know about these prophecies, right? They might have heard, Israelites saying Yahweh Shah is coming back, whatnot. They don't understand it like you do, right? They don't know all the precepts and all this, the great breakdowns that you know. They don't know how about how the Lord is coming back. They don't understand that. They don't know it like how you do, and it's true. So how much more when they see that big old chariots come out the sky, Yahweh Shah, he's zapping people, right? People getting beamed up, right? All hell's breaking loose. How much more are they going to be scared, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I was going to bring out, right? Amos 5:18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light, right? Because we desire the day of the Lord on one fold, but on another fold, it's like we don't know if we're going to make it or not. We don't know our lot during Jacob's trouble, during the day of the Lord. We can have the most miserable death, and that'll be righteous in the eyes of the Lord, right? Lord, God forbid, Lord willing, we make it. But at the same time, the day of the Lord, we gotta understand, is darkness and not light, right? As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house, and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Just all hell breaking loose, no rest. You know, you you're running from a lion, right? Then you meet a bear, you go into the house, you're like, whew, put your hand on the wall, you can lean it on the wall, serpent just bit you. You're like, you know what I'm saying? All hell just breaking loose. Verse 20. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? People yelling for pain, people screaming, women getting ravaged, children getting be killed, men getting killed. That's darkness, man, right? And literally darkness as well, because guess what? The power's going to be out. Yep, all you Eves that like sitting up on Instagram all day, you're going to lose that, right? Everybody that you Eves, you Jakes that boast and how many followers you have, right? On Instagram, you're going to lose all that, right? Yeah, all you people who like to post everything on social media, that's just their life, man. Woke up today, right? Hashtag stay blessed, right? I just got this meal, you know what I'm saying? Posting your meals all the time. You're going to lose all that, and you're not going to have that anymore. So you're going to start bugging out. Ah, my phone. Right? But Con, you got it.
We can go back to Isaiah.
Con.
The only point I had it was Revelation 1:7. He said, even so, oh man. He said,
Right.
well, it is what it is, man. You're gonna have people wailing, crying, screaming. You know, they don't want the Lord to say, hey, it is what it is. It's gonna happen, man. But
That's right. You say it is what it is, man. Even so. Good point.
Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Right. So the Lord will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, man. Right. Here in Babylon the Great is divided right now. What did the Lord say about that? Right. What did the Lord say about a divided house? All right. Let's get that precept. Can a divided house stand? You know, will it prosper? Will it be able to, come, right? Will it prosper? All right, let's get that precept, right? You trying to read that for me, Baba Kasha? Matthew 12 and verse 25, right? Let's start 25.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 12, and verse 25. And Yahuwah knew their thoughts, and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand.
That's right. Every kingdom that's divided against itself is brought to desolation. What does desolation mean? Destruction, to nothing. You know what I'm saying? Every city or house divided against itself, it cannot stand, man. So if America, Babylon the Great, if it's divided against itself, what's going to happen? It's going to fall, right? It's going to fall, right? You have the wars against the so-called unvaxxed and the vaccinated. You have hundreds and hundreds of people, of so-called unvaccinated people, Babylonians, right? Who are saying F the vaccinate. I ain't getting that. I'm not getting the beast thing, right? You actually have them, they're hella mad. And they're hella mad at the so-called vaccinated. These vaccinated people are hella mad at the so-called unvaccinated. So it's divided, right? And America's been divided, but even much more so now, right? And maybe in the 1950s, you didn't really have that, right? You didn't really have it. You had all the Edomites were on one accord, right? They all hated Jake. You understand? They all hated Jake. They all, were on one accord, right? You didn't really have that, division and, I'm doing my own thing. No, they all did the same thing. Even the damn same houses, you know? The damn, like the nuclear family, right? They had the same house, the same cars and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They had all that. But now, right, it's divided. Now Edomites, they want to do their own thing. They want to rebel against the government. They're saying, no, you should stay unvaccinated. Nah, you should get it. What are you talking about? You should get it. That really divides people, man. Right? You have Edomites saying, yeah, the so-called blacks are the real Israelites, are the real Jews. You have other Edomites saying, hell no, tell with that. What the hell are you talking about? Right? So, it's just all manner of confusion out here. Khan, you got it, King.
Yeah, that's why this place is called the land of confusion, man. The city of confusion. So, right, a lot of confusion going on. You got your own citizens fighting each other to either get the vaccine or not. That's not going to be happening in the kingdom. We're going to have Abraham. He's trying to buck up. We got Nehemiah bucking up against Abraham. Abraham bucking up against Yahawashi. That's not going to be happening, man. We're all going to be on one accord. The Lord's not dealing with confusion. Let me get this real quick. In Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 10, and it reads, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. And again, this is the city of confusion. It's broken up. Everything is all out of order. You got Biden talking about getting the beast thing. You got some people saying don't get it. You got restaurants saying if you wear your mask, you're gonna get kicked out, right? You got what's it called people going to the restaurant saying no, I want to wear my mask, and guess what? They get kicked out. So this all hell is breaking loose, man. And the Lord's not dealing with that. That's why this economy is crashing. The dollar system is crashing, right? What's it called? There's certain places you can't go because the economy can't afford it. The roads getting damaged. Every time you go outside, you see people trying to build something, and it gets destroyed. So this whole economy, the Lord is breaking down this place little by little, by the infrastructures, the economy, the citizens, the so-called leadership. All hell just breaking loose all over the place. But
That's right, huh? It's just all manner of confusion, right? All manner of confusion, right? You got the Egyptians against the Egyptians, right? So and remember the Egyptians, right? It's like saying the Babylonians, right? And we know that the Babylonians did not. It's not just exclusive to the Edomite nation, right? It's talking about all nations that live in Babylon and Great, man, that live in America, right? That call themselves Americans. You know what I'm saying? They call themselves Americans. They live the American lifestyle, right? So even they, it's consisted of various demographics of people, man, right? And let's get that precept, right? Let's go to Matthew chapter 24, right? This book of Matthew chapter 24 and verse number like 23. It's the book of Matthew chapter 24 and verse number. I want to start at I'm gonna start at verse 6. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Bro, we don't have to expound upon that, right? We hear that all the time. Taiwan, China, Iran, United Snakes of America, right? We're hearing that all the time now. Taiwan and China are literally about to get it in. You know what I'm saying? China's being fed up. China's like, where the hell is my money at? Russia's like, hey, Russia's just been trying to get into a fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they just been like waiting for it. You know what I'm saying? Like diligently waiting for it. They're like, hey, what's going on over here? Right? Hey, yo, Iran, you good, bro? Right? You straight? You know what I'm saying? Because hey, we got you, right? So it's all on the Lord, but they've been waiting for it. So we're hearing of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. That's what we literally read in the book of Isaiah. It says kingdom against kingdom. So it's saying the same thing, right? And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. That's talking about the disciples of the Lord. It's talking about the followers of YAHAWASHI, right? They're going to be hated of all nations, right? Verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, right? And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And iniquity is abounding day by day. Iniquity is sin, right? More and more each day. You have people, more people in the LGBTQ elemental P community, right? You got more people converting to gayism. You know what I'm saying? Lesbianism, right? Homosexuality. Yeah, more homosexuality being perpetuated throughout the earth, right? You have more people, right? Just bucking up against the words of the Lord, right? You have more and more sin each day, man, right? Because remember, the Lord said that evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. It didn't just say they wax worse and then they stop, right? No, just like how the house of David, they wax mighty and more mightier and more mightier, right? That in the house of the wicked, they wax mightier and mightier in wickedness and evil. It's just balance in this thing. You got it, King.
Us classic second Edges chapter 15. I'll start at verse 14. It reads, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Now this is happening right now,
Mm.
minor level. You got levels to it. You got on a level
Right.
1, level 2, then you got all the way to level 100. So there's levels to it. Right now it's about level 25. It's really nothing right now, but it's still happening though. You got Confederates talking about if this happens, guess what? We're gonna get our guns, we're gonna strap up, and we're coming. And that's what they said. It's on video. It's on tape. Shalakia. Right? Then you got the NFAC. They talking about, hey, you come, hey, if the KKK try to bust a move, guess what? We're gonna bust some rounds. So you got all these different, people standing up for their own race in this thing, man. And that's all prophesied in the Bible. That's why you know this apocrypha is real. That's why they try to take it out to 1611, this thing, man. Right? I'm gonna keep going. Slaughter, you got the what's it called? Like the brother was saying, the people who took the beast thing and the people who didn't take the beast thing. So you got two classes. One people on this side, but basically it comes down to the people who took the beast thing and people who didn't take it. You got two classes, right? And guess what? If you're on the beast thing side, you might so-called fare well in the society. If you're not, guess what? You might get shot down. You're gonna get put in FEMA camps. You're gonna go through hell, especially if you're keeping the commandments, right? And it reads, let me see, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. Right? You had China be trying to what's it called? It's trying to invade Taiwan. You got Russia trying to get up in there, man. The US, they trying to shy back, but they might be forced to go, to war against China because they got to back Taiwan up. While that's happening, you got uproars in Australia and Germany and
Right.
Europe, right? Britain and America, man, right? You got uproars all over the place right now, right? You got people bringing a guillotine. I believe that was in Puerto Rico, man, in front of the governor's house. So all hell is breaking loose. If this was the 1800s, that would not be happening. Love Jake, talking about he's going to shoot somebody if this happens, he will be hung on a tree. But now, guess what? The Lord has a different spirit on the earth where these citizens don't care. I mean, what these what's it called? Yeah, these citizens don't care what the governor officials have to say. It got to the point where Donald Trump had to put barriers up in front of in front of the White House, man. Right? So people getting out of control. Again, if it was the 1600s, 1700s, Jake would not be having a skateboard breaking the glass, man. That would not be happening. Let's see. I'm gonna read Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 16 again. For there shall be sedition among men, in invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. And that's happening right now on a minor level, man. They're doing whatever they want to do. But you got it.
Mm-hmm. That's right, man. They're not regarding the kings or princes, you know. And when people get, they get fed up with that, it's really going to pop off. Because like how the brother said, it's at certain levels. It's not at max 100 yet, you know. But the Lord, He's going to slowly but surely turn that notch up to max 100. When these prophecies really, really be fulfilled and their full fulfillment, man. Right? Real sedition among men, right? Instead of just the police, or you got protesters out there, you know, and some certain protests around the world, even in America, you have kids in there, or you have little kids, you have women in there, right, with their families and they're protesting, right, this, and that. Guess what? When real sedition happens, and when in verse 16, when that really is fulfilled, you're not going to have little kids there. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be men, right? It's going to be men fighting literally against the police, right? Literally guns, you know what I'm saying? Swords in their hands. That's why it says swords in their hands, man. Right? Maybe literally fighting, right, to the death. All that is going to start happening, man. And like how the brother said, you have literally two classes of people is being formed right now. You got the faxed, right? You got the beast you got the beast stung, and you got the not beast stung, right? Literally. And whenever I encounter people that were not bee stung before and got bee stung, I look at them like, damn, you just joined the other side. You
Right.
know? Remember, once you join the other side, it's no turning back, man. You can't be like, oh, I made a mistake. No, you can't. You literally signed your life, right? You signed it in, damn, your blood, right? Signed it in your blood. Sign, give me that. No, sign it. Boom, right? You can't unvax somebody. You know what I'm saying? I never heard that. Right? They get a needle in your arm and then they suck up your blood. No, that doesn't happen. Right? You can't pull a Uno reverse card on the back on the bee sting. Right? It's permanent. Boom, you got it, man. Right? No telling what the hell is in there, right? And just all because you want to go on vacation, you know, in Mexico, right? Because you want to go on vacation in Mexico, so you got to get it, right? It's madness. But calm, man, right? And you know that's madness. Right? But yeah, you literally do have two classes of people forming, you know. Pretty soon, calm. Pretty soon, you're going to be walking next to your friendly neighborhood McDonald's, right? Friendly neighborhood McDonald's, and it's going to say, you know, beef stung only, right?
Damn.
Damn, can't even get a damn Big Mac. The trash as it's not even food, you know what I'm saying? It's not even real food.
Right.
And they have the nerve to say only the bee stung can get the food here, right? So yeah, man, it's madness. All right. But yeah, that's why we gotta be leaning on onto the Lord in these days, because you know He's gonna be the one that's gonna provide for us, man. Right, Kanye, you gotta keep.
I just want to make a point too. But what about after the vacation, man? You got the beast thing,
Right,
just vacation. What about after vacation? And
right,
that's going vacation. If we even going on vacation, what about fast, man? I never knew about vacation. You having fun and it went by slow. Let's say you go
mm-hmm.
there Friday, you gotta leave next Friday. You know, it turns to Saturday, Sunday. Next thing you know, it's Thursday, and Thursdays are never fun. The day right before is never fun no more because you know you gotta leave the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody start, you know, you're not. It's not the same, man. Because you gotta wake up early and pack up, right? But when you get back home, what you gonna do then, brother? You got the beast thing, and guess what? Now you're just waiting. Now you're just waiting for death. That's really what
Right,
it is. You for death. But
right. Mm-hmm. Let's say you went on that vacation too, right? Your damn back is hurting for no reason. It's like, damn, oh, my back hurt, right? You got an infirmity, you know? You woke up, damn leg is paralyzed, left leg is paralyzed. You know, you're sitting up in a hotel, 5-star hotel, you know what I'm saying? It's in Mexico, right? Weather's nice and all that. Damn leg is numb, you can't even feel it, you can't even move. So now you're just stuck in the hotel, right? And the Lord, He can do that, you know?
right.
You can do that now. You get a blood, you know, you're sitting on the beach, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, your left eye starts going blind. You know, it's like, damn, man. Because people have literally thousands of cases of people going blind, people dying right after getting the jab, people, you know, being paralyzed, getting palsy, you know, all these infirmities, blood clots in the brain and the tumors, all this stuff, man.
Mm. I also want to say this too. You might be going to Mexico and things of that nature. You go in the Gulf or in the ocean and things of that nature. You swimming, you're having a good time, and your legs start cramping up. You can't move no more. And now you just sink into the bottom of the ocean now. Now you're in the spiritual world because you want to get a vaccine, man. The beast thing. So like you want to get the beast on the
God.
first day, man.
Right, on, that's right, man. First day, let's say, you know, you swimming in the beach, you know, you got the you know, you got jellyfish out there, man. Right?
Yeah.
You got jellyfish, you know. So you get, you know, you swimming, right? You think it's all cool, you're having fun, you know what I'm saying? Everyone around you is got the bee sting, you know what I'm saying? You can take off your mask, right? Everybody's just living it up, you know. And you got freaking zapped by the damn jellyfish, right? Got zapped, you know. And that kind of ruined your vacation, you know, because now it hurts like hell.
Mm-hmm.
Come out the water all wet, you know. Starts raining out of nowhere, right? So you kind of go back into the hotel. They ran out of water, fresh water. Cause Mexico, they don't have that good water, you know. Ran out of good water. Now what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? But calm, man. That's crazy. All right, let's get this precept right. Oh yeah, Con and yeah. Now they want to do it on the 5-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? Right? Yeah, you got a 5-year-old. They gotta be jabbed. You know, put the two needles in his arm. That's crazy. All right, let's go to the book of let's go to the book of Luke real quick, man. That's why we have to be constantly watching and exhorting each other, right, in these last days, because all that temptation is going to come, right? You see these basically it's like the privileged, you know. Oh man, I want to go to vacation, right? I want to do that. I want to go into that restaurant, right? I want to go to here. I want to do that, right? Ah, I could just take the thing. I mean, I know, it's free, right? Free of charge. I don't really have to I don't really have to spend my money. And I can get, like $1,000,000. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Right? If we're not meditating upon the works of the Lord, we're not meditating upon the word, we're not in the word, right? We're not praying, we're not staying in the spirit, these thoughts are going to come to us. And we might even act upon those thoughts. God forbid, man. Right? So that's why we have to be exhorting each other, staying in this word, and staying focused in this thing, man. Because we can get easily distracted by the wickedness of the world, the distractions of the world. Let me get this precept real quick. This is the book of Luke, chapter 4, and verse number 6, right? I'm sorry, verse 5. And the devil taking him up into the high mountain showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. So Satan, and he showed Yahushua all the kingdoms of the world. Imagine Satan showing you, right, what you can get if you were bee stung. Look, you can go into the club, you can have a good time, right? Hey, you can work, you can provide for your family. Don't you want this job? You can get this promotion, right? And we'll increase your payroll, by 2%. I mean by 2 times, right? So 50%, you know. And we can hey, you can get a trip to Hawaii, you know what I'm saying? You can chill at Hawaii, 3 days off of work, right? Paid off, man. A week, you know what I'm saying? Paid, right? Just go, relax, enjoy yourself, right? And you can get this burger and fries.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Right? As bad as man. Right? But yeah, verse 6 real quick, right? And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee. Right? Because remember, the privilege, they have power, man. Right? They have power from Satan. And the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will, I give it. Right? If thou therefore wilt worship me, all shall be thine. If you just take it, just do it, everything will be yours, right? And just like how it doesn't cost to serve the Most High, it doesn't cost to serve Satan, man, right? You don't really have to spend money, right? In fact, money comes to you when you start serving Satan, man, right? You don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars to start worshiping Satan. All you got to do is be the most wickedest man on the planet Earth, right? That's all you got to do. And then all that, those miracles, those blessings on the left-hand side is going to come to you. If you would just take it, you know what I'm saying? Start worshiping Satan, getting down with this society. That's what we're trying to tell you. If you get down with this society, you're worshiping Satan and vice versa, right? But yeah, Khan, right? And real quick, just one last thing in verse 13. All right, I'm gonna skip down to verse 13. And when the devil had ended all the temptation, he departed from him for a season. All right, for a season. Because remember, the Lord, He's gonna make this temptation to end. It's gonna end. Okay, because remember, temptation is only for a season, right? So it may look like we're going through it every day, getting tempted. Satan's on our ass, right? Even much more so in the days to come. But guess what? It's only for a season. It's only for a season because we're not going to be here forever, man. Right? This world is not forever, but the world to come is forever. Right? Come, luck you. You got a king.
You straight. The only point I want to add is like when people take that beast thing for a burger and fries or for $1 million, people luck you. Yeah, people just they don't think about what's it called. I don't know how to say it, but longevity. If I'm saying that right, they think about pleasure and at that moment right now. But when you get full of that burger and fries and a drink, you're gonna be like, "What the heck did I just do?" Right? It's gonna be gone like that. The same way you're hungry, then you're not hungry. You don't want to eat no more, right? We can get we can get that $1 million, and all hell break loose. Hey man, hey, it is what it is. But that's it.
Gone. That's a good point, King. Gone. That's right. That's right, man. Yeah. All praise, man. Yeah, let's go back to Isaiah 19 real quick. All right.
Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Yeah, so that man that you thought was your friend, that you thought was your neighbor, he's going to turn on you, man. Right? He's going to turn on you, and that's going to be for any reason that the Lord has. Whether it's because you're unvaccinated and they're jabbed, they want you to get it, right? It could be for that reason. It could be because you have like in the days of trouble, in the days of all hell breaking loose, you have food, they don't have food, so they're going to turn against you, man, right? Maybe it's because you serve the Lord, you're an Israelite, and they're trying to wound up all the Hebrew Israelites because they're a hate group and they're a threat to the society and the new world order. So they have to round up the Israelites. So they're going to turn against you, right? Let's get that precept real quick. Second Ezra. All right, Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 24. Even friends are going to fight against each other. Second Ezra chapter 6 verse 24. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, right? Because it said every man against his brother, man, right? It says, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So what's the springs of waters? Springs of waters is going to what? Right? This wisdom. This wisdom, knowledge, understanding that's being spewed out right now. That living water. You can get it right now. You can drink up all you want. Right? Literally, you can read about that in the book of Ezekiel chapter 47. The water came up to the ankles. Then it was to the knees. Right? And it came up even more to the point where Ezekiel said he had to swim in it. Water's to swim in, That's how much water, right, is in the earth right now, right? The living water, of course. Hey, doesn't even on the physical level, your body is made up 70% of water, right? Even on the physical level, the earth is made up of like over 70% of water, man. And the rest is land. How much water is that, man? Because the earth is big as hell, So that's a whole lot that's how much water is on the earth right now. On the spiritual level, that's coming down from the Most High God. And you still have Jake saying, I'm going to drink it later, right? I'm going to get some later. It's not going to be a later because it's going to, the springs of the fountains are going to stand still. In 3 hours, they're not going to run. 3 hours is a certain dispensation of time. 3 is number completion, man. All right. But yeah, calm.
Okay.
Calm. And then oh, you have precept or
Nah.
all right, calm. And just one more precept on that, right? Second Ezra chapter 5, verse 9. And salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. So all friends are going to destroy one another. That's a love of many waxing cold. All right. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into a secret chamber. Right. And I just thought of another precept real quick. So can you read for me Revelation chapter 18 and verse uh 21? Right. Hey, this is how Egypt is going to fall, man. Because Egypt is going to fall, of course, through the Almighty Lord. But the Lord is also going to use these Babylonians to fight against each other.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it unto the sea, saying, thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all.
BAHASHAM, man. Right? Thus with violence. Right? Violence. These Babylonians fighting against each other. Right? They're going to fight. They're going to be fighting against each other. So when the Lord comes back, he's going to be like, hey, it's all manner of confusion. And he's going to destroy them even more. Come. All praise. Right. But yeah, so yeah, right. And that was just basically, yeah, Isaiah 19, 1 through 2. So yeah, we're not going to go through the whole chapter, right? We just want to touch on that. But overall that was it, good edification to the spirit by YAHAWASHI and HALALYAM, man. Right. And so yeah, we can bring out a closing precept now. Right.
I'll get something else I was writing a breakdown through the spirit, so I'll get this real quick. I'm actually get this real quick. A good precept. Let me get this one real quick. Revelation chapter 6 and verse 2, and it reads, and I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. That's gonna happen again when the Lord comes back, right? When the Lord comes back, he's gonna come from conquering and to conquering this thing. He's gonna have many crowns on his head. Now, that crown is not talking about a hat. It's turned sideways with a do-rag under it, man. That crown is talking about him taking over kingdoms. You there, Yasharala? You kind of froze. Okay, there we go. Never mind. So when the Lord comes back, yeah, he's gonna have many crowns in this thing. He's gonna take down China, the U.S., Iran, Egypt. He's gonna take down Russia. He's taking down all these different kingdoms. He's gonna take their crown in this thing, man. So when the Lord comes back, just remember, Lord willing, you on his good side, on his right hand side. You're keeping the commandments. You're keeping the faith, so you can be delivered out of that tribulation in those days. But,
God, that's right, man. All praise to YAHAWASHI and HALALYAM. Right. I got a 2-part precept.
Peace.
You said what?
I said 2-piece with a sack of fries.
Con, all praise, all praise. You already know, man. Right, let's go to Isaiah chapter 26 and verse number 3. Thou will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusted in thee, man. That takes faith, man. Right? That takes faith to really go hard for the Most High God, to be on fire, and to think upon him all the time. That takes faith, man. We need that faith. We need grace. We need mercy of the Lord. Right? We need to be merciful with each other, man. Right? We need all that stuff. We need to work on ourselves, man. Right? And work on our nation. We need to keep the Lord in our mind so that we may be in peace, man. That we may be in peace in our mind, that we may be peace in our spirit, have peace in our spirit, and that we may have peace in the world to come, man. Right? because that's what we need. Literally, we haven't felt true peace yet, right? We haven't felt true peace. And so that's what we're trying to get, right? Here's the other precept. It's the book of Malachi chapter 3. Malachi chapter 3, verse 14. Ye have said it is vain to serve the Lord, right? To serve the Most High. And what profit is it that we have kept his ordinance and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts, right? So that's what the wicked of Israel is saying, man. God forbid those words ever enter into our mouths, right? That it's vain to serve the Most High. Brother without faith, sister without faith, that's what she's going to say. She's going to put damn hands up, say it's vain to serve the Lord, right? Why are we even doing this? That's why we got to keep reminding ourselves of the mission, man. Why are we in this truth? We're not just in it just to do it. We're not in it for fun, right? We're in it to serve the Lord, to get the kingdom of heaven. That's why we have to keep reminding ourselves of that, lest we forget, right? Verse 15. And now we call the proud happy. Yea, they that work wickedness are set up. Yea, that they that tempt the Most High are even delivered. And so that's the people analyzing the wicked. That's them glorying the sinner, right? That's them envying the glory of the sinner, right? They call the proud happy. These people that prosper in the world, they're wicked as hell, right? They have taken the jab, you know what I'm saying? Looks like they're living it up, but they're really not, man, because their way is to death and destruction, right? They're on the path to death and destruction, man, right? One more precept, verse 16, right? Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. So remember, the Lord hears all of our words, man, right? And sees all of our works. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name. BAHASHAM, so remember, all your righteous works are recorded, man. Nothing is in vain. That all praises to Yahawah, Lord willing, this is edifying, right? Closing out, giving of course all honor and praise to Yahawah again. Brother Yash Allah.
Brother Ahbayah.
Come. Come with that. Kwame Yash Allah. Kwame Yash Allah.